Good afternoon. I welcome the participants to a session on strategic management. Today, the discussion will be on the area of evaluation in strategic management process. As you know, in the strategic management process, there are various stages. First stage is the scanning the environment, both internal and external. Then using the various management tools, the management will be in a position to formulate the strategy of the organization. And after formulation comes the stage of implementation. And next to implementation comes the stage of evaluation of performance and control measures. So evaluation of strategic management is a process of formulating and implementing the strategies to achieve the organization goals and objectives. It involves making decisions and taking actions that align the organization with its external environment as well as internal capabilities. Where evaluation is a crucial component of the strategic management process as it helps to assess the effectiveness and efficacy of the strategies to be implemented. It involves the systematic and objective assessment of the various aspects of the organization's performance, including its strategy, resources, its operations, as well as outcomes. The primary purpose of evaluation in strategic management is to decide whether the strategies are yielding the desired outcome and to identify the areas which needs for further improvement. It provides a valuable insights into the organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, allowing for informed decision making as well as making adjustments to the strategies as needed. Evaluation in strategic management can be conducted at different levels, including the overall organization level, the business level, unit level, then next is the functional level, as well as in the project level. Each level of evaluation provides an unique perspectives and information that contributes to the overall assessment of the strategic performance of the organization. With respect to the evaluation process in the strategic management, it typically involves collection as well as analysis of the relevant data and informations. This can include the financial information relevant to the decision making, market research, customer feedback, operational metrics, and competitive analysis, among others. The data collected is used to assess the organization's performance against the pre-decided goals and benchmarks set by the management. Evaluation in the strategic management also considers both qualitative evaluation as well as in terms of quantitative measures, while financial indicators such as profitability and in terms of return on investment and return on investment both are important. Qualitative factors such as the level of customer satisfaction, the brand perception by the target set of customers for the product and services of the company, and employee morale also play a significant role in evaluating the strategic success. The evaluation process should be conducted regularly and in a systematic manner to ensure the ongoing monitoring and improvement of the strategic performance. It requires the involvement of the key stakeholders of the organization, including the top management, employees, customers, the vendors who are supplying raw materials, the shareholders, those who have purchased the stocks, to gather diverse perspectives and insights. The results of the evaluation process informs the strategic decision making by the management, including the identification of new opportunities that is available in the actional marketplace, the revision of the existing strategies, the allocation of the resources, all the type of resources like financial resources, manpower, material, etc. And the development of the action plans. It helps the organizations adapt to the changing market scenario or the conditions and stay competitive in a dynamic, turbulent, and changing external environment. Effective evaluation in the strategic management requires clear goals as well as objectives, well-defined performance measures, reliable data collection by various methods, and skilled analysts. It should be aligned with the organization's mission, that is the present, the very purpose of formation of the organization, its vision, that is the futuristic plan and values, as well as its long-term strategic decisions. Ultimately, evaluation is an ongoing and iterative process in the strategic management. It enables the organizations to learn from their experiences and capitalize on their strength areas and address the weaknesses that exist in terms of internal factors and the challenges they face in the external environment. By continuously evaluating their strategies, organizations can enhance their competitiveness and achieve sustainable success in today's dynamic business landscape. Evaluation serves as a means of accountability for the strategic decisions and actions. It helps to ensure that the resources are being utilized effectively and efficiently, and that the strategic objectives are being met. The evaluation process involves comparing the actual performance with that of the planned or the desired performance. It helps to identify any gaps that exist or the variation or the deviations and provides insights into the reasons behind them. Evaluation in the strategic management helps organizations to assess the impact of external factors on the organization, such as the changes in the market situation, the changes in the industry trend and practices, the growth rate and over the period of time, and the technological advancements that is taking place. That is the level of technology that is being used for converting the input to output, whether it's a locally available technology in the R&D or it is through collaboration with the advanced nations. And regulatory developments of of the industry. It enables them to adapt as well as to adjust their strategies accordingly. Evaluation also plays a crucial role in identifying as well as mitigating the risks those were associated with the strategic decisions. By monitoring the performance and conducting the risk assessments, organizations can proactively address the potential issues and thereby minimize the negative impacts that is faced. Evaluation process involves analyzing both the short-term as well as the long-term performance of the organization. While short-term evaluations, it focuses on the immediate outcomes and milestones, whereas long-term evaluations assess the overall effectiveness and sustainability of the strategies over an extended period. Evaluation provides a basis for benchmarking, that is the target that is set, and best practices identification. By comparing the performance against the industry standards or against the competitors, organizations can identify the areas where they exceed in terms of performance, or they lag behind, and learn from others' successes and failures in the industry. The evaluation process should be objective and unbiased, relying on the valid, reliable data, on the reliable sources and analysis methods that is being followed. It may involve using a combination of the quantitative as well as qualitative approaches, such as market survey, conducting interviews, financial analysis, that is in terms of the various financial statements, and also by performance metrics, KPIs. Evaluation outcomes should be communicated effectively to the relevant stakeholders, including the top management, employees of the organization, the stockholders who purchase the shares, the vendors who supply the raw material, etc. The transparent reporting of evaluation results, it fosters trust and understanding and facilitates organizational learning and improvement. Continuous evaluation and learning from the past experiences are essential. It is a continuous process of measurement for organizations to stay agile and responsive to the changing market dynamics and marketplaces. It allows them to identify the emerging opportunities that is available from time to time, and also the threats and challenges that is being faced by the external environment, and make timely adjustments to their strategies by modifying it accordingly. Evaluation in the strategic management is an iterative process. The insights that is gained from one evaluation cycle informs the planning and implementation of the subsequent strategies, creating a continuous feedback, that is a feedback loop that is obtained by the experienced stakeholders of the organization or of the business for meant for organizational development. Evaluation in the strategic management is an ongoing and dynamic process that supports the informed decision making, enhance the organizational performance, and contribute long-term success. Evaluation is the last stage in the strategic management process after implementation. Effective evaluation system helps to achieve the organizational objectives, and evaluation includes the control mechanism and helps in taking the corrective actions or remedial measures that is needed by periodic review. Qualitative aspects and portfolio analysis is essential for a better understanding of the evaluation process. If you see the process of evaluation, successful strategy leads to effective implementation and evaluation system. It needs for a continuous evaluation system based on the corrective actions. The process of evaluating a strategy involves several key steps to be taken for considerations. Here are some of the highlights mentioned on the process of evaluating a strategy. First one relates to defining the evaluation criteria. Clearly define the criteria and metrics against which the strategy will be evaluated, and making it very transparent and understood by the employees. These criteria should align with the overall goals and objectives of the organization. With respect to collect relevant data, gather data and information that are necessary to evaluate the strategy. This may include the financial data of the organization in terms of the financial statements prepared, the market research data that is carried out based on the field survey, the customer feedback that is obtained from time to time, online and offline, and the performance indicators, that is the key performance indicators, and various parameters based on which it will be measured, and other relevant metrics. With respect to analyzing the data, carefully analyze the collected data in order to gain insights into the effectiveness as well as impact of the strategy. Identifying the trend and practices, the patterns that is followed in the industry, and the areas of success or failure that is taking place. With respect to comparing against the objectives set by the company, compare the actual outcomes of the strategy against the originally set objectives. Then assess whether the strategy has successfully achieved its intended objectives or goals. If there are any gaps or misalignments that can be noticed, and accordingly corrective actions are taken in order to close the gap. Then conduct a SWOT analysis, that is to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses which are internal, as well as evaluating the opportunities and threats, that is external factors associated with the strategy. Identify any areas where the strategy may be falling short, or where there are unexpected opportunities that could be capitalized on, or that can be encased in the right time in the interest of the organization and to compete with others, winning the mind of the target customers. Seek stakeholder feedback, engage with the key stakeholders such as the employees, customers, partners, investors, vendors, etc. Together, their feedback based on their expertise, knowledge in dealing for last so many years, and perspectives on the strategy. This can provide valuable insights and identify the areas need for improvement in the interest of the organization and for the future of the organization. Identifying the lessons learned, reflect on the successes and failures of the strategy, identifying the lessons learned and decide how they can be applied to the future strategic planning as well as decision making. With respect to adjust and iterate based on the evaluation findings, make necessary adjustments and refinements to the strategy, implement any corrective actions or changes that will enhance its effectiveness and increase the likelihood of achieving the desired outcomes that is needed. With respect to communicate and reporting, share the evaluation findings, conclusions, and recommendations or what actions with the actions with the relevant stakeholders accordingly. This ensures bringing transparency and facilitates alignment across the organizations with respect to all the functional departments. With respect to monitoring and review, continuously monitor and review the strategy's performance after implementation. Regularly assess, find out its impact, and make further adjustments as needed to ensure the ongoing success. With respect to considering the external factors, take into account the external factors such as the market conditions that is prevailing at any point of time, the industry trend and practices, that is what is the industry pattern, growth rate, and industry size, etc. With respect to the regulatory changes or the framework of the government that is changing from time to time, impacting the various industries, and competitive landscape with respect to the number of market players present in any industry. When evaluating the strategy, assess how these factors may have influenced the strategy's outcomes. Use multiple evaluation methods. Employ a combination of quantitative as well as qualitative evaluation methods in order to get a comprehensive understanding of the strategy's performance. Quantitative methods can include the financial analysis in terms of the financial statements that is being prepared, the return on investment calculations indicating the profitability and the performance metrics parameters, while qualitative methods can involve the surveys, the interviews, and focus groups, that is with respect to the respondents and customers. Evaluate the risks and uncertainties relates to assess the risk and uncertainties that are involved with the strategy and accordingly evaluate how well it has addressed and or mitigated them, identify any unforeseen risks that may have arisen due to the implementation process because of the external environment impact. Engage cross-functional teams that involves the representatives from various functional departments and functions within the organization in the evaluation process. This helps to gather the diverse perspectives and ensures a holistic evaluation of the strategy. With respect to the benchmark against the competitors, compare the strategy's performance against that of the competitors in the industry. Analyze their strategies and identify the areas of competitive advantage by utilizing the strength areas to its advantage and thereby competing with the others, or areas where the organizations may need to be improved. Consider the long-term perspectives, that is, evaluate the strategy's sustainability and long-term viability. Assess whether the strategy is aligned with the organization's long-term perspectives in terms of futuristic scenario, and if it can adapt to the future changes and challenges that is likely to come. With respect to review of resource allocation, evaluate how the resources such as the budget that is prepared for allocation of the funds, the personnel or the manpower that is required for the various functional departments in various levels, and the technology, the level of technology that is to be followed in converting the input to the output were allocated to support the strategy. Assess whether the resource allocation was efficient and whether the adjustments need to be made in order to comply the requirements. With respect to seek independent evaluations, consider the involving the external consultants or the experts' advice in order to provide an objective evaluation of the strategy. Their impartial perspectives can offer valuable insights as well as recommendations to the management. With respect to establishing a feedback loop, implement a mechanism to gather ongoing feedback and monitor thereby the strategy's performance level even after the evaluation process. This allows for a continuous process of improvement and adaptation that is needed. Incorporate the learnings into the future strategies relates to document the evaluation findings and incorporate them into the organization's strategic planning process. Use the insights gained from the evaluation to inform the future strategy development and decision making, because these feedbacks are very valuable input for the next year planning in the organization. The process of evaluating a strategy is not a one-time event, but rather an ongoing process and iterative process. Regularly reviewing and assessing the strategies that is essential in order to ensure they remain relevant and effective in a dynamic business environment. Organizations can gain valuable insights into the effectiveness of their strategies and accordingly make informed decisions and improve their overall strategic planning process. With respect to the business portfolio analysis, the business portfolio analysis is a strategic management tool that helps organizations assess and evaluate their portfolio of businesses or the product. It provides insights into the performance and potential of each business unit, allowing companies to make informed decisions about the allocation of the resources, about the priority of investments and future growth strategies in terms of product growth and services growth. Here are some of the key points about the business portfolio analysis. Business portfolio analysis involves analyzing an organization's collection of business or the products to decide their individual strength, weaknesses, and potential for future and further growth. And with respect to the purpose, the primary goal of portfolio analysis is to identify and prioritize the allocation of resources to be made to various functional departments and different business and products based on their strategic fit, based on the market potential as well as profitability. With respect to the portfolio models, various portfolio models can be used to categorize the businesses or the products and services based on different dimensions. One commonly used model is called the BCG matrix model or Boston's Consultancy Group matrix, which classifies the businesses into 4 categories, that is star, case cow, question mark, and dogs. It is a 2x2 matrix structure where 4 situation arises. The first one that is called the star, that is left side top corner, refers to the businesses or products that have a high market share in a high growth market. They require substantial investment in order to maintain the growth, but have the potential to become the cash cows in the future. That is supposed to be one of the best situation or position of the industry, of the organization in the industry. Cash cow refers to business or products that have a high market share in a low market growth. They generate substantial cash flow and profitability, requiring less investment to maintain their position. So, in spite of the low market growth, companies want to take best advantage by maximizing their market share. Third position refers to question mark. Businesses or products that have a low market share in a high growth market, they require significant investment in order to increase their market share or may be considered for divestment if deemed unprofitable. That is, in spite of high market growth, the market share has gone down. And the fourth position is termed as dogs, that businesses or products that have a low market share in a low growth market. They generate minimal profit and may require divestment if they cannot be turned around. This is the stage when organizations think to switch over gradually, wind up the existing one, and to switch over through diversification as a growth and expansion plan. A resource allocation relates to portfolio analysis, helps organizations to decide the allocation of the resources such as the capital resource, the talent, and the marketing support in order for different businesses based on their potential as well as the strategic significance. With respect to the risk diversification, by assessing the diversity of the business in the portfolio, organizations can spread the risk and thereby reduce their dependence on a single business or market segment. With respect to strategic decision making, portfolio analysis provides a framework for strategic decision making, such as investing in high potential businesses or industry, divesting underperforming businesses or where the industry has gone in the last stage of the industry life cycle, acquiring new businesses and developing the new products or services. In terms of long-term planning, by evaluating the performance and potential of the businesses or products, portfolio analysis helps in long-term planning, and also it assists companies to shape their future growth strategies. With respect to continuous monitoring, business portfolio analysis is an ongoing process that requires a regular monitoring and reassessment as market dynamics changes, ensuring that the portfolio remains aligned with the organization's strategic objectives. With respect to the market positioning, the portfolio analysis helps organizations to understand their position within the marketplace and how their different businesses or products compete against the rivals in the industry. This knowledge can inform the strategic decisions regarding the market penetration, regarding differentiation, product differentiation, or product diversification strategy. With respect to synergy and resource sharing, portfolio analysis allows companies to identify the opportunities that is available in the environment for synergy and resource sharing between the different businesses based on the potential and based on the ROI. By leveraging the shared resources, capabilities, or customer bases, organizations can optimize their efficiency and create competitive advantage to win the mind of the target consumers and to face the challenges of the competition in the industry. With respect to the investment prioritization, through the portfolio analysis, companies can prioritize their investment decisions based on the growth potential and strategic importance of different businesses and product group. It helps to allocate the resources to areas with the highest expected return on investment. With respect to the divestment decisions, portfolio analysis aids in identifying the underperforming businesses or the products that may no longer align with the company's strategic directions. This analysis enables informed divestment decisions to reallocate the resources to more promising areas. That is, happens mostly in the decline stage of the PLC product life cycle. With respect to the portfolio balancing, organizations can use portfolio analysis in order to ensure a balanced mix of the businesses or the products within their portfolio. This balance may involve a combination of the high growth, high profit businesses and more stable cash generating businesses to mitigate the risks that is encountered or faced from time to time and maintain a healthy financial position of the organization. With respect to the competitive advantage assessment, portfolio analysis helps assess the competitive advantage of the different businesses or the products within the portfolio. It allows organizations to decide whether they have a sustainable competitive advantage and how to leverage it for its growth for the future plan. Market and industry trends relates to by analyzing the performance of the and as well as the potential of the businesses or the products and services. Portfolio analysis helps organizations to stay informed about the marketplace, about the industry trend and practices. This knowledge enables proactive decision making and adaptation to the changes in the business environment. With respect to the portfolio optimization, the ultimate goal of business portfolio analysis is to optimize the overall portfolio performance by a proper plan. It involves maximizing the value and profitability of the portfolio as a whole rather than focusing solely on individual businesses or individual products. With respect to the scenario planning, portfolio analysis can be used as a basis for scenario planning, allowing the organizations to explore the different strategic options as well as their potential impact on the portfolio. This helps in developing contingency plans and preparing for the various future scenarios. With respect to the communication and alignment, portfolio analysis facilitates the communication and alignment within an organization. It provides a common language as well as framework for discussing the business performances, the strategic priorities of the management, and resource allocation for various functional departments and related decisions among the different stakeholders. With respect to the business portfolio analysis, which is a dynamic process that needs continuous monitoring and adaptation, it should be integrated into the organization's overall strategic management practices in order to effectively drive the growth and the success of the organization. And with respect to it is very important to note that the different organizations may use various the deviations of the portfolio analysis models based on their specific needs and based on the industry dynamics. Let us discuss about the Hopper's product and market evolution matrix. With respect to the business planning matrix, Hopper's product market evolution matrix is a framework that is developed by Dr. Charles Hopper to understand the different stages of the product market evolution and accordingly guide the strategic decision making. The matrix consists of 4 different quadrants, each representing a different stage of the market development. Here are the key points for each quadrant. First is the introduction stage, and at this stage, the low market share with low market growth characteristics. And the second is the the market is in its early phase and product is being introduced to the customers. and that is a new experience. Companies need to focus on the product development in a continuous basis in the R&D and building awareness through promotion and communication media and establishing the customer base. The profits are typically negative or low as companies invest heavily in the R&D, research and development cell, and also for market development. But they take it positively that it is a rather it is a investment instead of expenditure with a hope and plan for future growth and development. With respect to the second stage, it is a growth stage, and the features are high market growth and low market share defines this stage. The market is expanding rapidly and companies are striving to capture the market share. Competition intensifies and companies need to invest in the marketing, distribution, and building brand loyalty. Profitability starts to improve as sales increases, the economy of scale are realized, as well as the operational efficiencies are being achieved. The third stage, that is termed as the maturity stage, with the features like low market growth and high market share, which the typical characteristics. The market reaches its saturation point and the competition becomes very tough. Companies focus on differentiating their products from others in the marketplace, expanding the distribution channels through the channel design and retaining the existing customers base. Profitability can be high if companies effectively manage their cost, that is by cost reduction techniques and approaches. Enhance the customer loyalty through loyalty customer CRM, customer relationship management strategy, and adapt to the changing customer preferences, taste, and choice. With respect to the last stage, that is decline stage, with the features like low market share and low market growth defining this stage. The market is shrinking and the demand for the product is declining. Companies face declining sales, increase in the level of competition for the remaining customers, and the need to consider the product diversification either to related or unrelated area and exit strategies, that is thinking, planning to switch over to some other potential profitable industry. Profitability declines and the cost reduction becomes critical to sustain the business activities and operations. It is important to note that the matrix provides a simplified representation of the product market evolution and may not capture all the nuances of the specific industries or the markets. Nonetheless, it offers a useful framework for understanding the general market dynamics, the challenges associated with the different stages of the product market development. Let us discuss the area of qualitative factors. Measuring the organizational performance is vital part of the strategy evaluation process, which includes the qualitative as well as quantitative aspects. It includes the human factor and questionnaires include: is the strategy internally consistent? Is the strategy consistent with the environment? Is the strategy appropriate with respect to the available resources? Does the strategy involve acceptable level of risk? Does the strategy has an appropriate time framework? And is the strategy workable? After assessment is the stage for the corrective actions to reposition the organization to adapt to the changes and thereby face the challenges of the competition. With respect to the balance scorecard, organizations use certain parameters as a tool for performance measurement and leads to continuous improvement process by receiving the valuable suggestions and feedback of the stakeholders. The balance scorecard as a tool of measure it measures the performance of the business evaluating the strategy. The performance measures as an indicator of the success understood by all the level of the organization, and it assists in attaining the objectives. Each organization has its own set of performance measurement framework. It is a management system that helps the organization to clarify the vision and strategy and putting them into action. As per the balance scorecard, different perspectives of the organizations are: first one relates to business process perspectives, that is home-based operations, rapid production, and desktop publishing. The second relates to customer perspectives, that is positive one-to-one relationship with the core advertisers. And third one relates to the financial perspectives, that is to maintain low overhead, shared computer facilities, and flexible credit arrangements. With respect to the learning and growth perspectives, flat organization structure, high capacity utilization, efficient and cost-effective information systems. With respect to the structure of evaluation, the responsibility center created to achieve the objectives and for effective implementation of the strategy, empowered to take operational decisions related to the business. In profit-oriented organizations, there could be cost centers, a revenue center, or profit centers. Whereas in functional structure, the chief executive is responsible for the profit. In product division structures, the divisions are responsible for operational decisions and they can have profit center for the success of the strategy. Structure facilitates for record keeping, for managerial accounting, and taking up or divesting new product or businesses. In product divisional structure, little flexibility available in the intermediate stages of production and are prone to environmental changes, but they can have marketing divisions as the revenue centers and production divisions as the cost centers. With respect to evaluation system in the multi-business organizations, the key success factor and their trend values is a complex process due to the inter-unit transfers of the product or services, and transfer price adjustments are carried out for fair evaluation unit-wise. In a multi-product or multi-business organizations having several profit centers, several components, products, and sold by one to the other, the issues in transfer pricing are the sourcing decision, transfer price from one to another division of the organization. The purpose of transfer pricing is to ensure a fair price to the concerned division in absence of competitive market price, and level of inter-unit transfer may not be significant. With respect to the characteristics of an effective evaluation strategy, the characteristics to make the evaluation center effective are: activities of evaluation must be economical, control should be neither too much or too less, design in such a way to reflect the true picture, and also the evaluation activities should relate to the organization objectives. The information should be neither too much or too little. Large organizations, they require more elaborate system. In summary and concluding remarks, In a strategic management process, evaluation plays a crucial role in assessing the effectiveness of strategies and making informed decisions for the future of the organization. Here are some of the key points in order to highlight the summary of the evaluation in the strategic management. First one, let us discuss on performance measurement. Evaluation involves measuring the performance of the organizations against the pre-decided goals and objectives. It helps to identify whether the strategies implemented are achieving the desired results or falling short. With respect to the key performance indicators, the KPIs are used to assess the specific aspects of the performance that are critical to the success of the organization. Evaluation involves selecting and monitoring the key performance indicators in order to gauge the progress and decide if any adjustments are required. With respect to data analysis, the evaluation relies on the gathering and analyzing the relevant data to gain insights into the effectiveness of the strategies. This includes the financial data, market research, customer feedback, internal performance metrics. Data analysis helps to identify the trends, practices, patterns, and the areas of improvement. With respect to the SWOT analysis, evaluation involves conducting the strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats analysis to assess the internal as well as the external factors impacting the organization's performance. It provides a holistic view of the strategic position and helps to identify the areas where adjustments are required to be carried out. With respect to the comparative analysis, evaluation often includes comparing the organization's performance with the industry benchmark or competitors. This allows for a benchmark process to identify the areas where organization is excelling or lagging behind, leading to a strategic insights. With respect to the feedback and learning, evaluation provides an opportunity for feedback and learning. By assessing the outcomes of the strategies, organizations can identify the success and failures, learn from them, and use the insights gained to refine the future strategies in the subsequent years. With respect to decision making, evaluation supports decision making process by providing objective information about the performance and effectiveness of the strategies. It helps leaders to make informed choices about whether to continue, modify, or abandon existing strategies and guides the development of new strategies. With respect to continuous improvement, evaluation is an ongoing process that promotes continuous improvement by regularly assessing the performance and learning from the results. Organizations can adapt their strategies, processes, and systems to enhance in order to enhance their overall effectiveness. With respect to the risk assessment, evaluation involves assessing the risk associated with the implement strategies. It helps to identify the potential threats and vulnerability and may impact the organization's performance and enables proactive risk mitigation measures. With respect to stakeholder analysis, evaluation includes analyzing the perspectives and interests of various stakeholders such as employees, customers, suppliers, investors. Understanding their feedback and expectations helps in evaluating the effectiveness of strategies from multiple viewpoints. Alignment with vision and mission relates to evaluation assesses the extent to which strategies align with the organization's vision and mission. It ensures that the chosen strategies are in line with the long-term goals and purpose of the organization. With respect to resource allocation, evaluation involves assessing the allocation and utilization of resources in executing the strategies. It helps to decide whether the resources are effectively utilized and if the adjustments are needed to optimize the resource allocation. With respect to communication and alignment, evaluation supports effective communication and alignment within the organization. It helps in sharing the results, insights, and lessons learned from the evaluation processes, fostering a shared understanding of the strategic goals and promoting alignment across different departments and teams. With respect to innovation and adaptability, innovation encourages innovation and adaptability by assessing the organization's ability to adapt to the various changes that is taking place in the external environment. It helps to identify the emerging trends and market shifts that may require adjustment to the strategies or the development of the new approaches. And there are other areas that needs like the performance accountability, long-term sustainability, the ethical considerations, documentation and reporting. In overall, evaluation in the strategies management process ensures that the organizations are proactive in assessing their performance, making necessary adjustments, and maximizing their chances of success in a dynamic business environment. Thank you for your patient listening.